8 ohm, and the value of inductive capacitive reactance is 7 ohm. While impedance number 2 has a resistance of 5 ohm and inductive reactance of 6 ohm. So these are the two conditions. From these two conditions, first of all, you should be able to find out Z1 and Z2. Right? After finding the Z1 and Z2, you have to find out what is the resultant impedance of these two impedance circuit. Okay. After finding this, you have to find out current through each circuit and power factor of each circuit. So how to find out current in AC circuit? If you want to find out the current in the DC circuit, then V is equal to IR. So I is equal to V by R. But in the case of AC circuit, it is V is equal to I into Z. What is Z? Z is nothing but it is a impedance. Okay. So Z, if you are considering as a main, so Z is equal to V divided by I, right? Or if you are finding the I, then I is equal to V divided by Z. Okay. Now you have to find out the power factor. So to find out the power factor, you will need the value of phi. So what is phi? It is the phase angle, right? So you need to first find out the phase angle of this circuit also. Now you have to find out how much power this circuit is to be taken. So you can use the power equation, that is P is equal to VI cos phi, right? Let us see it. See, first Z1 is equal to 8 minus J7 is given. 7 is the capacitive reactance and this 6 is a reactance with the resistance. So Z2 is equal to 5 plus J6. Now this is given in the polar form. You have to convert it into the rectangular form. So how to convert the polar into rectangular form? First of all, you should be doing the root of this resistance and reactance term. So what is the root? It is 8 square plus 7 square. So what is 8 square plus 7 square? You have to do it and you have to find out the resultant impedance. How to find out the phase angle? You can take tan inverse y component divided by x component. So what is y component? Or you can say that the imaginary component divided by real component. So from this you can find out phase angle for the first impedance circuit. Now for the second impedance circuit, same way you have to do it. You have to first do the resistance or the real part and then you have to use the imaginary part, and from that you can find out the value of resultant impedance. Same way, if you want to find out the phase angle, then it is tan inverse y by x. So it will be 7.81 and phase angle is 50.19. Now these two impedance are connected in parallel. So you cannot do the addition of Z1 plus Z2. So you have to do the Z1 into Z2 divided by Z1 plus Z2. It is similar of a resistance circuit, right? So your answer of total impedance or the resultant impedance is 6.37 and phase angle is 13.04. I hope up to this you will be able to find out. Now you need to find out the branch current. So as in the circuit there are two branches. So first branch is current. If you want to find out, then it is I is equal to V divided by Z. So what is Vs? Vs is the supply voltage. It is 100 volt and at a 0 degree or the phase angle is 0. What is Z1? It is 10.63 and the phase angle is minus 41.18. So by putting this in the equation, you will get 9.40 for current and the phase angle is 41.18. See, here there is a plus sign, but if you find out in the current in the second circuit. What is current in the second circuit? What is the second circuit? See, the second circuit is, that is Z2. Impedance, one circuit, the resistance and the capacitive reactance is given, while in the second circuit the impedance and the inductive reactance is given. So the difference you can see here, the current will lead the voltage, while here in this circuit current will lag the voltage, right? So that is the basic difference of these two current, and both are having the different value because the impedance value of both the circuit is different. Okay, now power factor for each branch. So for branch 1, if you want to find out power factor, then it is cos phi 1. So what is phi 1? In the earlier you have seen that phi 1, that is 41.18, and what is phi 2? It is 50.19. So by putting these two values, you will be able to know what is the value of cos phi. Or it is another word, you can say that cos phi is nothing but it is a voltage and current cosine angle, right? So the cosine angle value you already know, that is 41.18 and minus 50.19. So from this you can find out the power factor for each branch. Now same way, if you want to find out the total current, then total current you can find out by the formula V divided by Z. Value of V is 100 and Z value you have find out, it is 6.37 and phase angle is 13.04. See, let me show it to you again. Yes, this way you have already find out in the starting of the example, right? So by putting this, you will be able to find out the total current of your circuit. Now to find out the total power factor, that is cos phi. So to find out the cos phi, you can take the total angle of, or you can say that the resultant angle of the two parallel branch. So it is cos phi is equal to cos in bracket minus 13.04. So it is 0.974. Now power taken by whole circuit. If you want to find out the power taken by whole circuit, then first of all you should be knowing what is the value of P1 and what is the value of P2. So P1 value you can find out by the formula P is equal to VI1 cos phi 1 or VI cos phi. Value of I is only different, voltage will remain same, right, because it is a parallel circuit. Now P1 and P2 value you can put by knowing the value of phi 1 and phi 2. So you can see that the power taken by the one branch is 707.48 volt and power taken by the second is 819.51 volt. So your P1 and P2, if you do the addition, then it will be also same, or if you can apply the P is equal to VI cos phi, where if you are knowing the value of phi, that is the resultant phi, then you can be easily find out what is the total power taken by the circuit. So total power taken by the circuit is 1528.53 volt. So even though it is look like a small circuit, but it will consume 1.5 kilowatt power from your circuit. Okay, now next question is you have to establish a relationship between the phase voltage and current for a balanced delta connection. What is the balance and unbalanced delta connection? See, balanced delta connection means all the voltage and a load that is to be connected in a delta fashion will remain same. There will be no frequent change occur in the system. Well, unbalanced, you can say that one switch, one load is on and at the same time another load is not switch on, or it is not working, or it is not in use, right? And you have to draw the complete phasor diagram of voltage and current. See, this question number 6 was also asked as a 7 marks from the 3-phase AC circuit, right? So let us see how to establish a relation between the phase voltage and the phase current. What is phase voltage? Do you know the difference between phase voltage and line voltage? Phase voltage can be defined as the voltage between one phase and neutral. Same way the current is also defined the one phase and one current, one neutral value, right? So for balanced delta connection, how to use which circuit will be used? The circuit will use like this, where three resistors are connected in a delta fashion, or there are three different load. You can define the load name by R, Y and B, right? So mind well, there is no neutral there in the circuit. So what will be happen? If you want to find out the phase voltage, then from the earlier figure you can see that only one phase winding will completely included between any pair of terminal. So as there is no neutral is there in the circuit, the line voltage you can say that it is equal to the phase voltage, because there is no neutral. So there will be no value that can be given, that can be taken from the circuit. And as you can see that each phase, R phase, Y phase and B phase, they will be apart from each other by 120 degree. Let's say R and Y phase are apart from each other by 120 degree. So same way B and Y phase will be apart from each other by 120 degree, right? So in that case, the voltage for the three phase delta connections, the value of line voltage and phase voltage both will be equal. Now let us see what is there in the case of current. Line current and phase current. See, it can be seen from the figure that the current in line is vector difference of the three current. So current in one line, line 1, you can say that I1 is equal to IR into IB, right? So there are vector difference that is there in the circuit. So in that case, if you want to find out, then your I phase is equal to 2 times I phase line voltage. So the value of cos 60 divided by 2, so it will be 2 I phase root 3 by 2. So your line current is root 3 times phase current. So that is the relationship that you have to derive. So current, let us draw the vector diagram. So from the vector diagram you can see that this is a positive and this is a negative terminal or negative of the phase, and the resultant is shown over here. This one is for first phase, this one is for second and this one is for third, right? So current in line 1, you can say it is a 2 times I phase. So by putting the value, you will get your I1 is root 3 times I phase. What is I1? I1 is the line current of R phase or one phase, right? Same way for I2 and I3. So you can derive the relation, that is IL is equal to root 3 times phase voltage. Okay, now the next question is question number 6b. It is also asked as a 7 marks question, where 2 voltmeters are to be connected and you have to measure what is the power for the star connected load, that is read as 10.37 kilowatt and 5.185 kilowatt. The line current is 10 ampere. You have to calculate what is the line and phase voltage and what is the resistance and the reactance per phase, right? So W1 is 10.37 kilowatt. So converting kilowatt into the watt, you can multiply by 10 raised to 3. So it is W1 is equal to 10,370 watt and W2 is equal to 5.185 kilowatt. So it is 5,185 watt. The line current is 10 ampere. So to find out the power factor, see, you are given the line current and phase voltage value, but you cannot find out the line current and phase voltage directly, because the equation of line current and phase voltage is, you have to first find out the value of cos phi and total power. So total power is equal to root 3 VL IL cos phi, right? So power factor you can find out by the cosine of tan inverse root 3 times W1 plus W2, W minus W2 divided by W1 plus W2. This is the equation through which you can find out the power factor of the 2 wattmeter reading. That is the resultant power factor ultimately you can find out. Now you can put the value in the equation. So it will be VL is equal to total power divided by root 3 VL root 3 IL cos phi. So by putting the value you will be able to know what is the line voltage. Line voltage is equal to 29.94 volt. Okay, now question number 7a is you have to explain the working of the earth leakage circuit breaker with a circuit diagram. So what is the earth leakage circuit breaker? See, fuse, MCB and earth leakage circuit breaker are 3 protective devices that can be used in the circuit in series with a supply voltage. So whenever there is a fault is occurring in the system, this device will protect your other devices by disconnecting the supply voltage. So it is very much important to understand that how this earth leakage circuit breaker is actually working in the system. Earth leakage circuit breaker, it is also known as a ELCB. It is not a electronic circuit breaker, right? It is a earth leakage circuit breaker. The full form is earth leakage circuit breaker. Is a type of circuit breaker that is used as a safety device in electrical installation to prevent the shock. See, many times we are reading in the newspaper that the persons are getting shock from the electrical supply, right? So it is very much important for the human being and for the society, from the electrical engineers, that they have to make a protective device, so that with the help of protective device the supply voltage can be disconnected, and at the same time if the higher current is not to be flow in the circuit, so your devices can also get protected, and same way the human being can also get protected through